Gender is an issue of development effectiveness, not just a matter of political correctness or kindness to women. Evidence demonstrates that when women and men are relatively equal, economies tend to grow faster, the poor move more quickly out of poverty, and the well being of men, women, and children is enhanced. Gender sensitivity is the act of being aware of the ways people think about gender, so that individuals rely on less assumptions about traditional and outdated views on the roles of men and women. Gender could be described as being the socially defined differences between the sexes. For centuries, many words referring to all people were specifically masculine. Terms like man and mankind, which are used to describe all human beings, exclude females. While some people argue that such terms do include women, it's been argued that these words have a belittling effect on women. Through gender sensitivity, it said, moves past these terms to include all and exclude. It is further contended by experts that the use of such terms is by no means innocent, and they have a negative cultural effect felt beyond the words by making women either absent or non-apparent in terms like mankind. They become worthless and society will see them as possessing less value. This societal view in extreme forms is of detriment and corresponds to discrimination and even arguably things like greater violence against women.
Gender roles are cultural and personal. They determine how males and females should think, speak, dress, and interact within the context of society. The following is an example of how gender roles and discrimination is exhibited occupationally.
Nice tower. Ayun! Bus driver. Sakto pala. Saan kayo, ma'am? Ate, mag-aabay ako doon, bus driver. Bus driver po? Apo, ate. Sige po. Thank you, ate.
Iya, ba't nandito ka?
Good morning po. Ako po para sa bus driver. Nakita ko po doon nakapost.
Bus driver? Baka naliligaw ka, Iya. Sa kabilang building kasi yung pangkasambahay.
Bus driver po, sir. Hindi po kasambahay.
Anong gagawin mo ang bus driver? Takot sila sa iyo. Nakakita ka na bang bus driver na babae dito sa Pilipinas?
Porkat babae ako, bawal na maging bus driver? Wala naman akong bisyo. Responsable akong tao. Pumapasok ako on time, sir. At may lisensya ako. Patunay na kaya ko mag-drive ng bus. Bakit hindi ako pwede?
Ganun po ba, ma'am? Sige, i-review na lang namin ang resume mo. Tapos tatawagan ka na lang namin pagka pwede na.
Sige, antayin kita tawag ni sir, ha?
Gender discrimination had made its way to affect economy, society, and culture. The ones that are mostly affected are the education of girls, particularly in the poorest and least developed countries where poverty is a major obstacle to education. In this scenario, we can show how gender discrimination affects social, cultural, and economic constraints. One afternoon in Valenzuela City, the parents of the three children is talking about their daily expenses and how they would not be able to keep up with it because the father just lost his job and the company he works on got shut down. In the middle of their talk, they did not notice that one of their children was listening to them.
Mahal, anong gagawin natin? Nawalan ako ng trabaho. Nakapagtabi naman ako ng pera pero hindi ako sigurado kung aabot ba yung naipon ko para masuportahan yung pamilya natin habang hindi pa ako nakakahanap ng bagong trabaho.
Di ko alam, mahal. Yung kinikita ko dito sa tindahan ay nakalaan na para sa tubig, kuryente at sa pagkain natin. Nakapagtabi naman ako ng kahit kaunti para sa matrikula ng mga bata. Kaso lang, ang problema, hindi sapat ang naitabi ko para mapag-aral silang tatlo. So, kailangan isa sa kanila uminto sa pag-aaral.
Masakit man ito sa kalooban ko pero kailangan natin magdesisyon.
As they were talking, Grace, the middle child and the only girl, was listening to them and
So, sino ang papahintuin natin sa pag-aaral?
Para sa ikabubuti ng lahat, si Grace na lang. Siya lang ang nag-iisang babae sa magkakapatid at siya rin ang pwedeng makatulong sa karinderya mo. Makakatulong rin yun pag nagkaasawa na siya para matuto rin siya magluto para sa pamilya niya pagtanda niya. Sana maintindihan niya yung desisyon ko.
Nakuha ko naman ang punto mo, mahal. Paniguradong masasaktan siya. Pero pag naging magulang na siya, paniguradong siya naman ang magbabantay at mag-aalaga ng mga anak niya sa loob ng bahay.
Grace suddenly enters the room and asks them why it should be her and not the youngest Michael.
Bakit ako pa, ma? Bakit? Bakit hindi na lang si Michael? Siya yung nakakabata, di ba? Ayoko kasing huminto ng pag-aaral. Kung kailan maganda ang grades ko sa school.
Alam ko, anak. Pagpasensyahan mo na ako. Pansamantala lang naman to. Makakapag-aral ka uli kapag nakaluwag-luwag na tayo. Pangako ko yan sa'yo. Yung mga kapatid mo yung mag-aaral kasi sila yung magtataguyod ng pamilya nila pagtanda nila eh. Intindihan mo na lang si tatay muna.
Grace left the room crying and was followed by her mother to comfort her. In this scenario, in some families, parents favors boys than girls. An example of this is in countries like Bangladesh, China, India, and South Korea. In South Korea, sons were responsible for performing ancestral rites and care and support of their elderly parents. This is why people of all classes in these countries spend up to 83% of their educational budget on boys. Parents favors boys schooling over than of girls because they are faced with the cost of lunches, uniforms, and learning materials. It is widely documented that when parents have to choose, they prefer to spend money on boys because of the stereotyping that the boys are the breadwinners of the family and the girls would be the homemakers. Poverty is one of the main hindrances to girls' and women's education. Many families live in the subsistence level where the brunt of the hard work and responsibilities for the well-being of the family fall on women. They work longer hours and devote a larger part of the results of their work to their families than do men. There is no evidence that the boys are inherently superior to girls. No groups have superior cognitive abilities to any others. Girls are on par with boys in terms of learning and achievement. In most developing countries, girls contribute enormously to running the household. Poor parents keep daughters at home as the second mother. In directing the World Bank UNESCO Chelly Betty project in Nepal, Nicholas Bennett found that young girls work as much, if not more, than adult men. The need to assign them the chores of fetching water, fodder, and firewood, and minding their younger siblings precluded long-term family investment in their education.
In most books, girls and women are projected as passive, shy, weak, listening to, and being overshadowed by
the adventurous, active, inquisitive, courageous, strong, heroic, and clever boys and men.
female preoccupations, often belonging to the world of mothers and wives, grow into jobs related to women's role as nurturers, such as kindergarten teachers, cooks, nurses, and secretaries.
Sex stereotypes also determine how girls and boys choose their subjects and ultimately their careers.
Though women and girls account for more than half of technical and vocational enrollment, they keep choosing female fields such as health and home.
Men, on the other hand, constitute 3/4 of entrants to the industry, engineering, and agricultural courses. Here are some examples.
Women can be as good engineers as men, Gian. Women are careful and good at detailed work.
Women, by nature, are not technologically inclined.
Given equal opportunities for education and training, women can be as successful as men.
Engineering takes a lot of intelligence and concentration. It is too complicated for women.
Given enough role models for women, there will surely be more women engineers.
The work is too hard, and women are physically weaker than men. Men can take care of babies as well as women, Ellen. When men want to and get an opportunity to learn to raise their babies, they can be good at it.
Women have natural maternal instincts. Only women can breastfeed.
As more women work outside the home, it will be necessary for more men to help rear children.
By carrying the baby for 9 months, mothers have a closer natural link with the baby.
Here in the Philippines, there is a recent statistics states that
there are 1,439,421 women population that are enrolled in tertiary education, while 1,179,335 male population are enrolled in tertiary education. In the percentage below, distribution of the population 6 years old and over by highest educational attainment states that there are more women in 22% that can reach college as a higher educational attainment, while only 18% of the male population can reach college. Functional literacy rate of women population is 92.0%, while in male population, there is 88.7% functional literacy rate. And in basic literacy rate, 97.0% is recorded for women population, while there is 96.1% in male population.
Furthermore, in the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report 2016, the Philippines ranked 7 out of 144 countries, making it only the Asian country to enter the top 10 since 2006.
The Global Gender Gap Reports Index assesses countries on how well they divide resources and opportunities amongst male and female populations, regardless of the overall level of these resources. The report measures the size of the gender inequality gap in 4 areas, namely economic participation and opportunity, educational attainment, political empowerment, and health and survival.
The Philippines Gender Gap Index has consistently placed the country in the circle of 10 nations from 2006 to 2016, though the Philippines slipped from its 6 places in 2006, 2007, and 2008 to 9 places in 2009 and 2010, and to 8 places in 2011 and 2012 due to low ratings in the areas of political empowerment and economic participation and opportunities.
In 2013, the Philippines Gender Gap Index has improved to 5th rank. The country moved up 3 places due to small improvements in the economic participation and opportunity sub-index. The Philippines ranked 10th on the political empowerment sub-index and remained the highest-ranking country from Asia in the index. However, in 2014 and 2015, the Philippines slipped again to 9th and 7th places respectively.
In 2016, the country's Gender Gap Index decreased slightly at 0.786 from 0.790 in 2015, maintaining its world rank at 7th place from the previous year. Still, the Philippines is the only country in Asia and the Pacific that has fully closed the gender gap in both education and health.
Gender should not be a determining factor of a person's ability to function well in a job.
Except for a few tasks that require particularly hard physical labor, there is no proven physical reason why women cannot be good engineers. Similarly, there is no reason to believe that certain jobs or tasks should be reserved for women. So it only means that as time goes by, there are already various development and evolution in gender differences.
there are a lot of things that men and women share different responsibilities and duties.
So everyone must be aware of gender sensitivity.